You know, just when you think you're emotionally stable, it only takes 10 minutes and you find out that you're completely talking bollocks. Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Titch and you're watching Titch Vision. And today I'm going to be reviewing the latest Netflix animated short film, If Anything Happens, I Love You. This film came out on Netflix quite recently. I was flicking through what I wanted to watch on Netflix and I came across this. I saw the trailer, it looked really good. The film was like 10 to 12 minutes long, so I thought, well, I'll give it a shot, see what it's like. And it completely destroyed me. In a way, I regret it, but in another way, I do not regret it, because this film is something else. Again, for this review, it might have some tiny spoilers in there, but not enough to ruin it completely for you. And with that being said, let's talk about it. If Anything Happens, I Love You is about two parents struggling with grief after the death of their daughter. And all of their emotions are expressed through their shadows. The two are really struggling to reconnect, but then start to when remembering the happy times they had with their daughter up until that tragic day. Now, I'm not going to say what happens on that day, but it is very relevant to what is happening in this current day. And it's still happening. We still need to talk about it, and something still needs to be done. The animation is mostly drawn by a regular grey drawing pencil. It's simple, but it's very effective. I think this animation perfectly sets the tone for this film. The animation flow seems very old-fashioned. It's like you're drawing every single frame in a scrapbook, then you're flicking through the pages very quickly to create movement. I really like that. There's barely any colour to start with, and it makes sense because if you want emotions to run high, you've got to go with the grey, and it's perfect. I don't know what else to say, it's just perfect. The only times when there is colour is when you see an item that belongs to the daughter, or when we're going into certain points in a memory. There's even watercolour in here too, and it just brightens up everything, even if it's just for a moment, but for the most part it's mostly grey. There's no dialogue here, and the only thing you have to go on is what you see. And to me, it was crystal clear, but at the same time, it doesn't hold your hand the entire way. The first time you lay eyes on them is when they're at the dinner table, and you can see the massive gap between them. You can definitely tell that something is missing. Then you see the shadows projected on the wall, showing you how they feel. And at this point, my heart was in my throat. If that makes sense to you, does your heart go up into your throat when you feel sad? Leave a comment down below if that's the case. I have no idea. They both really want to say something to each other, but they're just so scared of what might happen if they do. So they just continue this way, whether it's doing chores around the house or just watching TV. Still leaving that massive gap and the shadows following them every step of the way. And it is heartbreaking. It's when we start seeing the memories of happier times, we start seeing the change, not just in the parents, but the shadows as well. And even though these memories are a few seconds long, they still stand out so much and they stick with you, for better or for worse. Now, as there is no dialogue, it needs to rely on the music as well. And the music is beautiful. To be honest, all you need for an emotional response is a bit of string and a piano. It's pretty much the go-to if you want the tears to flow. And believe me, there were a lot of tears. The song 1950 by King Princess is played during the film too, and it fits quite nicely. Not just musically, but lyrically as well. I listened to the full song the same night I watched the film, and even though it's not the music that I would listen to, it's got a very strong message to it, and I think it's pretty cool. I'll leave a link to the song in the description below if you want to listen to it. Honestly, I don't think this needs to be said, but this is something that no parent should ever have to go through. And I'd like to say that If Anything Happens, I Love You is a perfect representation of grief and loss, but to be honest, I can't really say because I've never been in that position before and I hope I never will. I just can't imagine the pain. All in all, If Anything Happens, I Love You is powerful, beautiful and full of sorrow. Hell, I'd go as far as to say it's near perfection. This film is only 10 minutes long and it's packed full of emotion and story. And the animation is a great accompaniment. I highly recommend you check this one out. Again, it's only 10 minutes long, so if you've got time to watch a full series of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, then I think you've got a bit of spare time to watch this. Just make sure you have plenty of Kleenex or a shoulder on standby. You know what? I think I'm getting more emotional as I get older. Is that normal? Or is it the vegan diet? I don't know. So anyway guys, those are my thoughts on If Anything Happens, I Love You. But what do you guys think? Have you seen the film? Are you going to see the film? Are you highly emotional? Leave a comment down below and let me in the know. And that's everything for today, my friends, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you saw, make sure you like, share and subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I've been Titch, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.